Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are right now, welcome. Welcome to Fluent X English.
Mike, you sound like a flight attendant. But yes, hello everyone. We're so pumped to be here with you today.
Do I? Well, someone's got to keep things professional around here. I'm Mike, by the way.
And I'm Sarah. And oh my gosh, guys, can we just talk about how this morning went for me? So I woke up late, right? Like super late. And I'm trying to explain to my English-speaking friend why I was late. And I said, I did sleep too much?
Oh no, Sarah. Please tell me you didn't actually say that.
I did. I totally did. And my friend was trying so hard not to laugh. She was like, "You mean you overslept?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the word."
See, this is exactly why today's topic is so important. Because talking about your daily routine sounds simple, right? Like, how hard can it be? You wake up, you eat, you work, you sleep. Done.
Right? But then you actually try to describe your day in English and suddenly your brain is like, wait, how do I say this? What's the right word? Do native speakers even say it this way?
Exactly. And you know what the funny part is? Your daily routine is probably one of the most common conversation topics in English. People ask about it all the time.
Oh yeah, like, how is your day? What do you usually do in the morning? What's your schedule like? These questions come up constantly.
All the time. So today we're going deep, and I mean deep, into how to talk about your daily routine like a native speaker. Not like a textbook, not like a robot, but like a real person having a real conversation.
Yes, and we're gonna make this fun, we're gonna make this easy, and by the end of this, you're gonna sound so natural that people will think you grew up speaking English.
I love the confidence, Sarah. All right, everyone, before we jump in, if you're enjoying this already, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps us out.
Yes, and if you're new here, welcome to the family. We post fresh English learning content every single day. Literally every day, guys. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out.
Absolutely. We're here to make you confident, fluent, and natural in English. That's our mission.
All right, enough talking about talking. Let's actually talk. Mike, where do we even start with this topic?
Great question. Let's start at the very beginning, literally the beginning of your day.
Okay, so morning routines. Mike, I feel like this is where most people sound super robotic. Like they say things like, I wake up at 7 a.m., I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast. It's so mechanical.
Yes, it sounds like you're reading from a manual. So here's the first big tip, everyone. Native speakers almost never describe their routine like a boring list. We add color, we add details, we add personality.
Ooh, I like that. So instead of just saying, I wake up at 7, what would a native speaker say?
Great question. So a native speaker might say something like, I usually wake up around 7, sometimes earlier if I'm lucky. Or they might say, my alarm goes off at 6:30, but honestly, I hit snooze like 3 times before I actually get up.
Wait, I love that because that's real, right? That's how people actually talk.
Exactly. You're sharing your experience, not just stating facts. And notice I used words like usually, around, sometimes. These little words make you sound way more natural.
Okay, so we're avoiding being too exact and rigid.
Yes, unless someone specifically asks for exact times, you can keep it casual. Native speakers say things like around 8, about 9:30, sometime between 6 and 7.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about the actual moment of waking up. Because, Mike, there are so many different ways to say this, right?
Oh, absolutely. So you can say, I wake up, which is fine, but native speakers also say things like, I get up, I roll out of bed, I drag myself out of bed.
I love drag myself out of bed. That's so descriptive.
Right? It tells people that mornings are hard for you. You could also say, I'm not a morning person, so getting up is always tough. Or, I hop out of bed ready to start the day if you're one of those annoying morning people.
Hey, I'm a morning person. Well, sometimes. Okay, rarely. All right, so after waking up, what's next? The bathroom routine?
Yes, and this is where it gets interesting because there are so many specific verbs for bathroom activities. So obviously you have brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower.
Right, the basics.
But native speakers mix it up. They might say, I hop in the shower, I rinse my face, I freshen up. And here's a common one, I get ready.
Oh, get ready. I hear that all the time.
Yes, it's super useful because it covers everything. Like instead of listing every single thing you do in the bathroom, you can just say, after I wake up, I usually get ready for the day. And that includes showering, brushing teeth, getting dressed, everything.
Ooh, that's so much easier. Okay, speaking of getting dressed, how do native speakers talk about choosing clothes?
Another great question. So you could say, I get dressed, which is simple and fine, but you could also say, I throw on some clothes if you're being casual, or I pick out an outfit if you're being more thoughtful about it.
What about when you're in a rush?
Oh, then you might say, I just grab whatever's clean. Or I throw on jeans and a t-shirt. Very casual, very real.
That's literally me every day. Okay, let's move to breakfast because this is a big one. How do we talk about breakfast naturally?
All right, so breakfast vocabulary is huge. First of all, native speakers don't always say, I eat breakfast. We have so many variations.
Like what?
You can say, I have breakfast, I grab breakfast, I make myself some breakfast, and if you're in a rush, I grab a quick bite, or I just have coffee and go.
Wait, grab a quick bite? What does that mean exactly?
It means you eat something small and fast, like maybe a banana or a granola bar. It's not a full meal, just something quick to hold you over.
Oh, I love that expression. Okay, what about when you skip breakfast entirely?
Good question. So you can say, I skip breakfast, which is clear and simple, or you can say, I'm not really a breakfast person, or honestly, I usually just have coffee in the morning.
And that's super common, right? Lots of people just drink coffee.
Oh yeah. In fact, you could say my breakfast is basically just coffee. Very common.
Okay, so we've covered waking up, getting ready, breakfast. Mike, what about the commute? Going to work or school?
Ah, yes, the commute. This is another everyday topic that comes up all the time. So first, let's talk about different ways to say you're going somewhere.
Okay, I'm listening.
So you can say, I go to work, which is fine, but you can also say, I head to work, I leave for work, I commute to work. And here's a really natural one, I make my way to work.
Ooh, make my way to work. That sounds so smooth.
Right? And then you can add details about how you get there, like, I drive to work, I take the bus, I ride my bike, I walk.
What if you work from home?
Then you're lucky. You can say, I work from home, so my commute is basically just walking to my desk. Or, I roll out of bed and I'm already at work.
The dream. Okay, so let's talk about different transportation methods because I feel like there are specific phrases for each one.
Absolutely. So if you drive, you can say, I drive to work, I take my car, I commute by car. And if there's traffic, oh man, you can say, I sit in traffic for like 40 minutes. Ugh.
The frustration is real.
Right? And if you take public transportation, you might say, I take the train, I catch the bus, I hop on the subway. These are all supernatural.
What about catch, like catch the bus? Why do we use that word?
Great question. Catch is used because you're trying to get on the bus or train at a specific time, right? Like you're trying to catch it before it leaves. So you might say, I need to catch the 8:15 train.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, what about when you're late or running behind schedule?
Ah, being late. Okay, so instead of just saying, I am late, you can say, I'm running late. I'm running behind. I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
Those sound so much more natural.
Yes, and if you barely make it on time, you can say, I just made it, or that was close. Or even, I got there just in time.
I love these. Okay, Mike, we've talked about the morning routine pretty extensively. Should we move into talking about work or school time?
Yes, but before we do, let me just say something to everyone watching. Notice how we're not just giving you boring vocabulary lists, we're showing you how native speakers actually use these words in context.
Exactly, because knowing the word breakfast is one thing, but knowing how to naturally talk about your breakfast routine, that's a whole different skill.
Absolutely. All right, let's dive into the work and school day.
Okay, so Mike, how do we talk about what we do at work or school without sounding super formal or boring?
Great question. So here's the thing. When someone asks, what do you do at work? They're not asking for a minute-by-minute breakdown of your day.
Right, they just want a general idea.
Exactly. So you can keep it simple and natural. Like, I work in marketing, so I spend most of my day in meetings and answering emails. Or, I'm a student, so I usually have classes in the morning and then I study in the afternoon.
That's nice and conversational.
Yes, and notice I used phrases like most of my day and usually. These make it sound less robotic. You can also say things like, I mostly just, or a lot of my time is spent.
Okay, what about lunch break? How do we talk about that naturally?
Oh, lunch. Okay, so you can say, I take my lunch break around noon, or I usually grab lunch around 1. And here's a common one, I take a lunch break.
What if you eat at your desk?
Then you say, I usually just eat at my desk. Very common, especially for busy people. Or you could say, I don't really take a proper lunch break, I just snack throughout the day.
Oh, snack throughout the day. I do that.
Yeah, lots of people do, and that's a very natural way to describe it. You're not having one big meal, you're just eating little things here and there.
Got it. Okay, what about afternoon and evening routines? Because I feel like this is where things get interesting, like everyone's afternoon is different.
Exactly. So this is where you really add personality to your description. Like some people might say, after work I usually hit the gym, or I like to unwind by watching Netflix.
Ooh, hit the gym and unwind. Those are great phrases.
Yes, hit the gym is super common for going to the gym, and unwind means to relax after a stressful day. You can also say, I like to decompress, or I need some downtime.
What about errands, like going to the grocery store or running other tasks?
Good one. So native speakers often use the phrase run errands. Like, after work, I usually run a few errands, or I need to run to the store real quick.
Run to the store. I hear that all the time.
Yes, it means go quickly, like, I'm just going to run to the pharmacy. Very casual, very natural.
Okay, we're covering so much good stuff. Should we talk about evening routines and then wrap up part 1?
Perfect idea. So evenings, this is when people wind down from their day. You might say, in the evening, I usually just relax at home, or I catch up on my favorite shows, or sometimes I meet up with friends for dinner.
Catch up on shows. That's so common.
Super common. It means you're watching episodes you haven't seen yet, and meet up with friends is another great phrase. It's more casual than saying, I have dinner with friends.
What about bedtime routines?
Ah, yes, getting ready for bed. So you might say, I usually start winding down around 10, or I try to get to bed by 11. And here's a natural one. I'm a night owl, so I don't usually sleep until midnight.
Night owl, love it. That means you stay up late, right?
Exactly. The opposite would be an early bird, someone who wakes up early and goes to bed early.
Perfect. Okay, Mike, I think we've covered so much in part 1. Should we summarize before moving to part 2?
Great idea. So everyone, here's what we've learned so far. Talking about your daily routine isn't about listing facts like a robot. It's about using natural expressions, adding personality, and using phrases that native speakers actually use. We covered waking up with phrases like drag myself out of bed, getting ready, breakfast vocabulary like grab a quick bite, commuting with expressions like catch the bus, work and school routines, and evening activities like run errands and wind down.
And remember, the key is to sound conversational, not formal. Use words like usually, around, sometimes. Don't be too exact unless someone asks.
Love it. All right, everyone, let's take a quick breath and then jump into part 2, where we're going to cover even more useful tips and common mistakes to avoid.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Part 2, let's go. Mike, I want to start this section with something really important. Time expressions.
Oh, yes, good call, because this is where a lot of learners mess up. They know the vocabulary, but they don't know how to talk about frequency and time naturally.
Exactly. Like, instead of saying, I wake up at 7 o'clock every day, how would a native speaker say it?
Great example. So a native speaker would probably say, I usually wake up around 7, or I wake up at 7 most days, or typically I'm up by 7.
See, those sound so much more natural. What are some other time expressions we should know?
Okay, so here are the big ones. Usually, normally, typically, generally. These all mean most of the time, but not always. Then you have always and never for things you do 100% of the time or 0% of the time.
Right, like, I always have coffee in the morning, or I never skip breakfast.
Exactly. Then you have sometimes, occasionally, once in a while. These are for things you don't do regularly, like I sometimes go for a run in the morning, or occasionally I'll sleep in on weekends.
And what about phrases like every day, every morning, every week?
Those are great too, but here's a tip. Native speakers often switch it up to avoid repetition. So instead of saying every day 5 times in one description, you might say daily, on a regular basis, most days.
Ooh, variety. I love it.
Yes, it makes your English sound more sophisticated, like I check my emails daily, I go to the gym on a regular basis, I meal prep most Sundays.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about a common mistake I see all the time, using the wrong tense.
Oh man, yes, this is huge. So when you're describing your routine, you should use present simple tense, right?
Right, because it's something you do regularly.
Exactly. So it's I wake up at 7, not I am waking up at 7. Or I have breakfast, not I am having breakfast, unless you're talking about right now at this moment.
Ooh, that's a good distinction. So present simple for routines, present continuous for what's happening right now.
Bingo. Like if someone asks, what are you doing right now? You say, I'm having breakfast. But if they ask, what do you usually do in the morning? You say, I have breakfast around 8.
Okay, that makes so much sense. What's another common mistake?
Let me think. Oh, using make and do incorrectly. This confuses so many learners.
Yes, like, do you make breakfast or do breakfast?
Great question. So you make breakfast, make dinner, make lunch because you're creating the food, but you do the dishes, do the laundry, do homework because these are tasks or chores.
Okay, so make is for creating things, do is for completing tasks.
Basically, yes, but honestly, there are exceptions and it can be confusing. My advice? Just learn the common collocations like make the bed, do exercise, make plans, do work.
Got it. Okay, here's another one I struggle with. Talking about habits versus one-time events.
Ooh, good one. So if you're describing your routine, you're talking about habits, things you do regularly. But sometimes in conversation, people mix in one-time events and it gets confusing.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say someone asks about your morning routine and you say, well, I usually wake up at 7, have breakfast, and then this morning I had a doctor's appointment, so I left early.
Oh, I see. So you're mixing your regular routine with something that happened just today.
Exactly, and that's totally fine in conversation. In fact, it's super natural. Just make sure you signal the switch by saying things like this morning, today, yesterday.
That makes sense. Okay, Mike, let's talk about something fun. How to make your routine sound interesting. Because honestly, most people's routines are kind of boring, right?
You're not wrong. Like wake up, eat, work, sleep, repeat. But here's the thing. It's not about what you do. It's about how you describe it.
Ooh, tell me more.
Okay, so instead of saying, I have the same breakfast every day, you could say, I'm obsessed with oatmeal, so I literally eat it every single morning. See, you're adding personality.
Yes, or instead of saying, I go to work, you could say, I brave the morning traffic and make my way downtown.
Exactly. Words like brave, literally, obsessed, these add flavor to your description. You could also use humor, like, I try to exercise in the morning, but honestly, I end up hitting snooze and skipping it most days.
Relatable. Okay, what about using specific details? Does that help?
Absolutely. Specific details make your routine more vivid and interesting. Like instead of saying, I have coffee, you could say, I'm a huge coffee person, so I always make myself a strong cappuccino with oat milk.
Ooh, that paints a picture.
Right? Or instead of I work out, you could say, I do a quick 20-minute yoga session before work. Gives people a clear image.
Love it. Okay, let's practice putting this all together. Mike, can you describe your morning routine using all the natural phrases we've learned?
Ha ha ha, put me on the spot. Okay, here we go. So, I'm definitely not a morning person. My alarm goes off at 6:30, but I'll be honest, I hit snooze at least twice before I actually drag myself out of bed around 7. Then I hop in the shower to wake myself up, throw on some comfortable clothes, usually jeans and a t-shirt, and head to the kitchen. I'm a huge coffee addict, so the first thing I do is make myself a strong espresso. For breakfast, I usually just grab something quick, maybe a protein bar or some fruit, and then I'm out the door by 8 to beat the traffic.
Wow, that sounded so natural. And I could totally picture your morning.
Thanks. See how I used phrases like drag myself out of bed, hop in the shower, grab something quick? All very conversational.
Yes. Okay, my turn. So I'm actually a bit of a morning person, believe it or not. I usually wake up naturally around 6. I don't even need an alarm most days. First thing I do is drink a big glass of water because, hydration. Then I spend about 10 minutes just stretching and waking up my body. After that, I'll make myself some green tea and a healthy breakfast, usually eggs and avocado toast because I'm obsessed. Then I get ready, which takes me forever because I can never decide what to wear. Then I'm usually out the door by 8:30 for work.
Perfect. You used so many natural expressions. I love how you said, I'm obsessed, and takes me forever. Very native-like.
Yes, thanks. Okay, so we've practiced describing morning routines. What about talking about changes in your routine?
Ooh, good topic, because routines aren't always consistent, right? Sometimes they change.
Exactly, like weekdays versus weekends.
Yes. So you can say something like, on weekdays, I have to wake up early for work, but on weekends, I totally sleep in until 9 or 10.
Ooh, sleep in. That's a great phrase.
Yes, it means to wake up later than usual. You could also say, I let myself sleep in on Saturdays. Very natural.
What about when your routine changes temporarily, like during vacation or when you're sick?
Good question. So you can use phrases like, normally I, but right now I, or usually I, but lately I. For example, I normally go to the gym every morning, but lately I've been too busy with work.
That's helpful. What about seasonal changes, like summer versus winter?
Another great point. You could say, in the summer, I like to go for morning runs, but in the winter it's too cold, so I work out indoors instead.
Perfect. Okay, Mike, let's talk about something super practical. Answering the question, so what does a typical day look like for you?
Ah, yes, the classic question. This comes up all the time in casual conversation.
Right? So how do you answer it naturally without rambling on forever?
Great question. The key is to give a brief overview, not a minute-by-minute breakdown. So you might say something like, well, on a typical day, I wake up around 7, get ready for work, and I'm usually at my desk by 9. I spend most of my day in meetings and working on projects, grab lunch around noon, and then after work, I either hit the gym or just relax at home. Pretty standard, haha.
Ooh, I love how you ended with pretty standard. That's so casual.
Yes, little phrases like that make you sound supernatural. You could also end with, Nothing too exciting, or just the usual, you know.
What if someone asks about a specific part of your day, like, what do you do after work?
Then you can focus just on that part, like, after work, well, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'll meet up with friends for dinner, sometimes I just go home and cook. I try to unwind and relax in the evenings because my job can be pretty stressful.
I like how you said it depends on the day, because not every day is the same.
Exactly, and that's realistic. You're not a robot with the exact same schedule every single day.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's talk about a fun one. How do you ask someone about their routine in a natural way?
Ooh, good question. So obviously you can ask, what's your daily routine? But that sounds kind of formal and textbooky.
Right, so what would sound more natural?
You could ask things like, so what does a typical day look like for you? Or what's your schedule usually like? Or even just, what do you usually get up to during the day?
Ooh, get up to. What does that mean?
It means, what do you do? It's a casual British phrase, but Americans use it too. Like, what did you get up to this weekend? Means, what did you do this weekend?
I love it. Okay, any other natural ways to ask?
You could also ask about specific times, like, are you a morning person or a night owl? Or, what time do you usually start your day? These feel more conversational.
Perfect. All right, Mike, we've covered so much. Let's do some final rapid-fire tips before we wrap up.
Love it. Okay, tip number 1, use contractions. Say I'm instead of I am. Don't instead of do not. It sounds way more natural.
Yes. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to use filler words like well, you know, like. Native speakers use them all the time.
Absolutely. Tip number 3, practice describing your routine out loud, not just in your head. Actually say it out loud so you get comfortable with the flow.
Great one. Tip number 4, listen to how native speakers describe their routines. Watch YouTube vlogs, listen to podcasts, pay attention to the phrases they use.
Love it. And final tip, don't try to memorize a script. Your routine might change day to day, so learn the phrases and vocabulary, but keep it flexible and natural.
Perfect. Okay, everyone, we have covered so much today. From waking up to winding down, from time expressions to common mistakes, from making your routine sound interesting to asking others about theirs.
And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's natural conversation. Use the phrases we taught you today, add your own personality, and don't stress about being perfect.
Exactly. Your daily routine is unique to you, and that's what makes it interesting. So own it, describe it confidently, and enjoy the process of learning.
Beautifully said, Sarah. All right, everyone, if you found this helpful, and I really hope you did, please hit that like button. It helps us reach more learners like you.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're here every single day with new content to help you master English.
That's right. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a video.
And here's your homework for today. Describe your daily routine out loud in English. Use at least 5 phrases we taught you today. Practice makes perfect.
Great homework assignment. And drop a comment below telling us about your routine. We love hearing from you guys.
Yes, tell us, are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you have coffee or tea? We want to know.
All right, everyone. That's it for today. We'll see you in the next video.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, you've got this.
Stay awesome, everyone. Bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.